Hey, I'm Jonathan with Acoustic Sounds in Salina, Kansas, and today we're going to be going over the new releases for November 1st, 2024. Back in stock from ORB Audio, the Disc Flattener DF01IA, and this is a product that we use in the Vinyl Vault as well as in the warehouse for returns or defects. It is a fantastic product that we cannot recommend enough. New from Analogue Productions, Shelly Man and Jack Marshall, Sounds Unheard Of, and this was mastered by Bernie Grunman from the original Analogue master tape and pressed on 180-gram vinyl at QRP. New from the Limelight Acoustic Sounds series, Chet Baker, Baker's Holiday, and this was mastered by Ryan K. Smith from the original Analogue master tape and pressed on 180-gram vinyl at QRP. New from the Analogue Productions Pablo series, Count Basie and the Kansas City 3 for the second time, and Sarah Vaughan, Clark Terry, Zoot Sims, and Quadrant, A Celebration of Duke. And both of these records were mastered by Matthew Luthans at the Mastering Lab at Blue Heaven Studios from the original Analogue tapes and pressed on 180-gram vinyl at Quality Record Pressings. New from Rhino, 5 high-fidelity pure audio Blu-rays, Carly Simon, No Secrets, Black Sabbath, Live Evil, Chicago 9, Seal, self-titled, and The Flaming Lips, Yoshima Battles the Pink Robots. This week in the Vinyl Vault, we're going to highlight 2 sealed North Star Records titles, and North Star was an American label active in the late 80s and early 90s, and they put out a few records. And the first one we have here is Nathaniel Rosen, Oriental Romantic Music for Cello, and this was a 2LP record mastered by Doug Sachs at the Mastering Lab and was pressed at RTI, and it is a limited, hand-numbered, and autographed edition. And the other title is Arturo Delmani, Sonatas of Franck and Foire, and this is also a limited autographed and hand-numbered edition, and both of these are sealed titles and they are limited editions of 2000. Back in stock this week from Mobile Fidelity, 3 SACDs, Dire Straits on Every Street, Van Halen 2, Simon and Garfunkel, Bridge Over Troubled Water, as well as 2 Foreigner LPs, the self-titled album, and Foreigner 4, and both of these are limited numbered edition pressings. Back in stock from Intervention Records, Matthew Sweet, Girlfriend, and this was mastered by Ryan K. Smith from the original Analogue master tape and pressed at RTI on 180-gram vinyl. From Panegyric Records, King Crimson in the Court of the Crimson King, and this is a 40th anniversary edition on 200-gram vinyl that was remixed by Steven Wilson and Robert Fripp and is limited to 2,000 copies. Then from the Concord Craft OJC series, yet another restock of the Bill Evans Trio, Sunday at the Village Vanguard pressing, mastered by Kevin Gray from the original tape at Coherent Audio and pressed on 180-gram vinyl at RTI. Up for pre-order, coming from the Analogue Productions Atlantic 75 series, next week, November 8th, Genesis, Nursery Crime, and this was mastered by Chris Bellman from the original Analogue master tape. And Otis Redding, Otis Blue, Otis Redding Sings Soul, and this was mastered by Kevin Gray from the original Analogue master tape. And the titles for December have been announced, those being Genesis, A Trick of the Tail, and this was mastered by Chris Bellman from a 1/4-inch EQ'd tape copy. Donny Hathaway, self-titled, and this was mastered by Kevin Gray from the original Analogue master tape. And Milt Jackson and John Coltrane, Bags and Train, and this was mastered by Ryan K. Smith from the original Analogue master tape. And all of these Atlantic Series titles are 2LP 45 RPM records pressed at Quality Record Pressings on 180-gram vinyl and are in Stoughton tip-on gatefold jackets. Additionally arriving next week on November 8th from the Contemporary Records Acoustic Sound series, Ben Webster at the Renaissance. And then coming from Mobile Fidelity with an arrival date yet to be determined, 2 Miles Davis LPs, Dark Madness, live at Carnegie Hall, and Sorcerer. And this one is a limited numbered edition pressed on super vinyl. And now for other titles we got in this week. A bunch for music on vinyl, Yo-Yo Ma and Friends, Songs of Joy and Peace, and this is a limited edition on translucent green vinyl and comes with a 4-page booklet. Ron Carter and Cedar Walton, Heart and Soul. Billie Holiday, The Commodore Master Takes. John Williams, The Hollywood Sound, a limited edition of 800 on gold vinyl. Archie Shepp Quartet featuring Annette Lohman, Loverman. Herbie Hancock, Fat Albert Rotunda, a limited numbered edition of 1,000 on translucent purple vinyl. Tonic, Sugar, available for the first time on vinyl. Ken Booth, Let's Get It On, a limited numbered edition of 750 on orange vinyl. Dance Classics Volume 1 on gold vinyl. And Bram Stoker's Dracula original soundtrack by Wojciech Kilar, and this is a limited numbered edition of 2,000 on yellow vinyl. From In Plus Out Records, Robert Gambarini and Hank Jones, You Are There, and this is a double LP pressed on 140 gram vinyl in Germany, which includes bonus tracks not available on CD and is a signature edition limited to 999 copies. From A&M, Cat Stevens, Teaser and the Firecat. From Adam Henge, Hawkwind, Space Ritual. From Friday Music, Grateful Dead, Spring 1990, So Glad You Made It, a limited edition 180 gram 4LP box set mastered by Joe Riagoso and Jeffrey Norman. From Heinz Records, Pink Martini, a retrospective. From Demon, T-Rex, Bolin' Boogie, the very best of T-Rex. From Real World Productions, 4 titles by Peter Gabriel Car, available on standard black and limited edition silver vinyl. Scratch, available on standard black and limited edition blue vinyl. Melt, available on standard black and limited edition yellow vinyl. And Security, available on standard black. From Curb, a 25th anniversary edition of Rise and Outlaw by Hank Williams III, and a 30th anniversary edition of Not a Moment Too Soon by Tim McGraw. From Legacy, George Michael, Careless Whisper, a half-speed mastered edition on red marbled vinyl, a 20th anniversary edition of Confessions by Usher, and Willie Nelson, Last Leaf on the Tree on amber fossil vinyl. From Elan Records, Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, Challengers, the original score with a bumper sticker, marketing sticker, and 3 trading cards. And from I Am 8-Bit, Animaniacs, Seasons 1 through 3 on translucent black vinyl. And Steven Spielberg's Presents Animaniacs, the remastered soundtrack from the original series, available for the first time on vinyl. And now it's time for an employee pick, and this week's pick comes from Amos in Wholesale, and Amos picked Eric Dolphy, Out to Lunch. I picked up Out to Lunch after being enthralled with Dolphy's playing on a Live in Germany Coltrane VHS that I had. Looking at the wild cover art, I didn't know what to expect, but I knew I'd be in for a ride. I feel it is Dolphy's most out there, pun intended, album, yet it is very composed at the same time. Dolphy's avant-garde playing struck me to the core. I was surprised to see how well Freddie Hubbard and Bobby Hutcherson melded into this wild combination of very structured sections and being completely free. Tony Williams plays the drums in a way I'd never heard before, being a big part of the musical conversation versus just keeping time. I highly recommend Out to Lunch to anyone that's never heard it, and the new Blue Note Classic Vinyl Edition mastered from the original Analogue tapes by Kevin Gray at Coherent Audio is absolutely fantastic. Thank you, Amos. Well, that wraps up the new releases this week for November 1st, 2024. As always, everything you saw in the video today will be available on our website via links in the description below, and if you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel, the email newsletter in the footer of our website, and follow us on any social media platforms that you use. Thank you.
Please like and subscribe for more audiophile content.